Ruth and Naomi. There was a famine in Israel, and the food was all gone. Elimelech took his wife Naomi and their 2 sons, Mahlon and Chilion, to live in the country of Moab. The family lived there for 10 years, and both their sons married girls from Moab. It was a sad day for Naomi when her husband and both her sons got very sick and died. Naomi loved her sons as wives, Orpah and Ruth. "Stay here with your own people and your gods," she said. "You will find new husbands, but I must go back home to my own country." So Orpah went back to her own people, but Ruth would not leave Naomi. "I am going wherever you go," she said. "I will worship your God and be part of your family." Ruth left her own country and her family because she loved Naomi and she loved God. It was barley harvest time when Ruth and Naomi got back to Bethlehem. Ruth worked in the fields belonging to Boaz, her dead husband's uncle. Boaz told his workers to drop plenty of stalks of barley for Ruth to pick up. Ruth showed all the barley to Naomi. "God has looked after us today," Naomi said. "Boaz has been very kind to you." They thanked God for looking after them. Ruth had been gathering the leftover grain in the fields of a man called Boaz. He had been kind to Ruth and looked after her. Naomi was praying for a husband for Ruth. She told Ruth to go to the barley shed and sleep at the end of Boaz's bed. Boaz woke up and was surprised to see her there. He wanted to marry Ruth, but an older uncle had first choice of buying her dead husband's land and marrying her. So Boaz went to the town gate to talk to him. "I could buy my nephew's land," the other uncle said. "But, because I can't marry Ruth, you are next in line to carry on the family name. Here is my shoe to show we have agreed to this." Boaz took the shoe and turned to the 10 men who had come to witness the agreement. "I promise to marry Ruth, who comes from the country of Moab," he said. When Boaz and Ruth got married, their friends prayed that God would always be with them and give them children to carry on the family name. Soon their baby boy was born and they thanked God for answering their prayers. Now Naomi had a grandson to love in her old age. The baby boy's name was Obed. When he grew up, Obed would become the grandfather of King David. Jesus was born of this family tree.